didn't do super great. I'm sure there's a video on that. Then I was like, I'm not going to really plant or try to plant a bunch of summer stuff. I did a little bit of experimenting with some other plants. I'll show you guys that. And then I didn't video any of that. I just kind of was like, I'm only planting a few things to see what happens. Not really going to video it. But now every single pocket in all of my green stalk gardens, besides one green stalk garden, is planted out. If you see my chickens running in the background, they're just so fun, so funny. But that green stalk garden that I don't have planted out is brand new. I got it for my birthday in September from my husband, and that will be all strawberries. So I probably won't plant that out until probably closer to March. I need to get my bare root strawberries ordered. I have planted strawberries in a green stalk before, so I know that they do really well, but that's coming later in the early spring. Late winter, early spring. For now, let's go around and do a green stalk garden tour. I am in the process of moving all of my green stalks to a more like flat area. Plus, we have some plans for the garden coming this winter, so I will record those, update you guys. I'm kind of getting back in the groove of these long form videos, but let's get started on the garden tour so far. Okay, over here is my green stalk garden. It is a 5-tier leaf planter green stalk, which means that those pockets are a little bit more shallow in width, but deeper in the pocket. I'll show you because I have an inventor's bundle, which means I have 3 original tiers and 3 leaf tiers. But here was my experiment. These bottom pockets are cherry tomatoes. I think these are super sweet 100s, and I was just like, you know what, let's see if they come up from seed outside. So I'm in zone 8A, and they did. Look at this. I have one little tomato, and I'm hoping that I get more. I haven't seen any more blooms yet. I did see a tomato hornworm this late in the season. It's October. That's crazy, but I just caught it, fed it to my chickens. So there is a tomato plant here. They smell fantastic. Tomato plant here, and even over here there are 2 tomato plants. This is where I found the hornworm. Don't know if you can tell. There's some bites taken out. So I don't really know if this plant, besides this one little guy, is going to do good. We will see. These, you can tell that they're starting to they're going to put on flowers soon. So hopefully they do before the frost hits. If not, this experiment, it was still a little bit successful because we have 1 tomato. It just hasn't ripened yet. So then we're going to come over here. We're going to move this around on that bottom tier. We have more tomatoes. Again, these are the same variety. They're a little cherry tomato. I believe they're the super sweet 100s. And so that is it. So in that pocket right there, I don't really know what happened, what was in there, but that's okay because I planted one of my leftover garlic cloves. Then the row 2 from the bottom to the top, I planted another extra garlic clove in here. These are some plant starts that I planted in here. It looks like lettuce I got from my cousin. It was really hard to plant these. They kept getting really tangled. So we will see what happens. If they want to root, I might need to cover them up a little bit more with soil. Not quite sure. This is a flower that I planted. Don't even know what it is. We're just going to see what happens. That's where I did the garlic. Another piece of garlic. And then this, I believe, is a brassica. I'm not 100% sure which one. It could be cabbage. I think it's cabbage. And then we also have more, I think, what is going to be cabbage right there. As you can see, I did not label things again. Probably should have. This is, again, the plant starts from my cousin. So this is the 3rd row, the middle row. These are some cabbage plant starts, I believe. More cabbage. And I think this is all cabbage. That might be kale. Hey, it might be kale. Look at those leaves. That looks like kale to me. We'll find out together. But then these look like cabbage or broccoli. Could be cabbage or broccoli. So we got a couple in the 4th row from the bottom to the top. Then these are leeks. I need to come in and thin them because they are really small, or they're really crowded right now. So I need to come in and thin these. I just haven't done it yet. Right there. These are also leeks. I need to come in and thin these a little bit more. And these are leeks. Need to thin those a little bit more, and probably even thin these. And I believe this is also cabbage. Now, not all 3 of these plants are going to stay in here. I need to decide which one is going to look the healthiest so that I can thin those out and do 1 plant per pocket. Up here though, on this top row, we have lettuce. It looks like, I believe this is just like a butter crunch style lettuce. And I did lettuce and all of these up here. And then at the very top, we have our water reservoir, which even though it rained this morning, I will go ahead and water all of these pockets once I get done with the garden tour before I go in. Now we're going to move on to my first pink green stalk garden. So as you can see, these pockets are really small. So these are considered the original. This green stalk is in the cherry blossom color, which is permanently discontinued. They might have a few on their website. They're doing a huge warehouse sale. I'm not sure. The last time I looked, I don't think I saw any more. But this is in the basket weave texture. It looks different than the other one. In this top row, we're going to start from the top to the bottom on this side. I have a marigold that I planted at the beginning, very beginning of the summer, or even in the spring. And it's just now popping up, which is okay. It's fine. We got some lettuce, another marigold, 2 little marigold plants, and some more lettuce. Let me move y'all up here. Another marigold and some more lettuce. Now on this second row, we have all lettuce. It's all butter crunch lettuce. So then, or maybe this is romaine. I believe it's butter crunch though. I should have labeled it. Remind me y'all to label everything next time I plant for the spring. This is lettuce. We're on the 3rd row. And this is dill. This is dill that I planted in the spring for the summer. And hey, you know what? Whatever, as long as it shows up. Then we have some more lettuce, more lettuce, more lettuce. 4th row. So this is a 7-tier green stalk. So different than the last one. That was 5. This is 7. So this, we have another brassica. Again, what is this going to be? Is this going to be Brussels sprouts? I think it might be Brussels sprouts. Because I know I planted out cabbage, Brussels sprouts, collards, onions, leeks, and like 2 different varieties of lettuce. So I think this whole row is the same brassica plant. Actually, I think the rest of the brassicas in this green stalk garden are going to be the same from my understanding. Then in this one pocket, we have some basil, which smells amazing. I just pulled some off of it to hopefully increase and like allow it to grow a little bit more. And then like I said, we have brassicas all throughout through here, and I tried to put 1 plant per pocket. Some of them look like they're getting established and they're doing okay. We did have a couple of, I think this is an onion. I don't know, it looks dried up. So if this is dried up, I'm going to come back in here and plant one of those garlic cloves. I did plant a garlic clove down here because that was dried up and empty. This also doesn't look good. So I'm probably going to come back and plant a clove in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this pine cone there. So I know, hey, come plant something in there. That is empty. And then I'm going to put this little sweet gumball in this one saying, hey, come plant something in me. I don't know. Not very traditional. This is a brassica that something is eating it. What in the world? So I don't know how that's going to turn out. And then this is, I believe, kale. Another brassica. I planted garlic in here, I know for sure. And then this looks like it was some sort of kale, but it's getting eaten up. So I'm probably just going to pull these little sprouts out. Put a rock in there. So anything that has like something in it that's not normal, I'm going to plant something in. And it also looks like this one dried up too. So I'm going to put something in there to say, hey, come plant some garlic, which means I'm going to go run inside and get some garlic and do that now. And I believe that is it. There's garlic in that little pocket down there. So that is green stalk number 2. Then we move on. We have our chickens. So these girls are just loving life right now. They got some treats. They've been out free ranging. So we have their coop, their food. their little water. Inside they have their nesting boxes, and I need to kind of spot clean them. I did do a full clean the other day. And then of course they have their cute little Halloween trick or treat sign. So now we're gonna move on. We're gonna come over here to this other pink green stalk. So in this one is going to be majority onions. So if you see like these little sprouts right here, these little leggy looking things, that's an onion. So I believe everything on top, we have some lettuce on this top row. And then I think I planted a piece of garlic in there because those lettuce didn't turn out. This is kale. This is kale. It's a little leggy, so hopefully it gets more established. This is a garlic, one that I just planted. This is an onion. This is it's very small. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if that's gonna work out. Onions. So I believe onions are in the rest of the second row. Maybe we have some little lettuce. Then we have a purple basil, which is my favorite kind. Something's been eating on it all season. I planted it in the summer. But I did just get some. Oh, there's a little spider on there. He jumped away. Anyway, I did just get some off and take it inside. Then we have more onions, more purple basil, and the sun is going down really, really fast, so I'm trying to talk fast. Onions. Let's see, majority of the rest of these are onions and garlic, I believe. And this is one random squash plant. I don't know what kind of squash this is, or if it's even going to do anything. It's still putting on new leaves. Can you see that? So I left it. We're going to see what happens. I did plant some garlic in the pockets that looked like they were empty, or like the onion plant died. Again, onions are, I think she gave me long day onions or short day onions. I think they're short day. So here, let me show you the difference. So these top 3 tiers are the leaf planter. So again, the width is more shallow, but the pocket is deeper, versus the original, which the pocket width is less shallow and the pocket itself isn't as deep. So they're a little bit different. That's called the inventor's bundle when you do pair that up. I don't even know if they still have that option, and they each have a reservoir and a lid. Then in this bucket, I just planted some garlic. This will be an experiment. I planted the garlic kind of close because the cloves were pretty small, so we will see what happens with that. And last but not least, for now, this is my 4th green stalk garden. This was actually the very first green stalk garden that I purchased. The green one was the second, and then the pink ones were the third, and I bought those at the same time. So all of this whole planter is garlic, 3 different varieties. The top row is the Nootka Rose garlic, which is a soft neck garlic. The music garlic is in the second and third row. That is a hard neck garlic. And then Sicilian artichoke garlic, which is in the bottom ones. That's also a soft neck garlic, and it's in those bottom 2. And this is a green stalk leaf planter, and I do have a lid for it, but I need to water all of this before I go inside and before it gets really dark out here. So for now, that is the garden tour. So that's the garden tour. We do have plans for this area. Some things will get moved around. And I have that 5th, which is crazy, green stalk garden. That was a bat, so I really need to hurry because that's literally insane. I have that 5th green stalk garden. It is yellow. I'm going to put strawberries in it. So that is coming soon in the next probably 5 months. We got to get through Christmas and into early spring. So that is it for now. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to water all of this stuff, and y'all just say a prayer that the bats, they don't get me, because this is crazy. That was way too close to my head. Okay, yeah.